I say play all, but it doesn't. So I bet there's a bunch that we haven't seen. I'm going to try this little gadget, this little doodad. Well, it's a little clicker. It's a I can start my device with it. Oh, nice. Like my phone, like a camera, if I'm away from the phone. Like if it's, I can go click and take a picture or start a video. That's nice. Well, I don't know if it's nice theoretically. I don't know if it works. I'm going to test it out. I just like testing technology. Oh, let's see how this works. Oh, don't do that. I've broken so much stuff in my life. Oh, don't do that. It doesn't go like that. God, so many devices are going back to these little these little, like little flat batteries. I saw, but they're selling them. CR2032. It's a common battery. They had like a whole pack at Tractor Supply. I talk a lot about, I go to Taos Tack and Tractor Supply. What, Mom? All the miles I walked, the years, all the effort I put in, and I end up here. It just fucking cracks me up, dude. It's hilarity. And then, like, life here is just so bizarre. Life here is just bizarre. Like, mail. Mom, I swear I'm in the 90s, and people in the future have to send me packages back to the past, and sometimes it don't get here. It's often it's about 50-50 chance. People say, hey, I want to send you stuff. What's your address? I'm like, good luck. This is what I tell people. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't. Yesterday, Earth Angel sent us a big old box of loot, man. Who's Earth Angel? I'll tell you later. And she and they said that it got delivered yesterday, and I'm like, no, there's nothing. I've been walking the dogs. I would notice a big old box. And then I went out back, and it was out back. And so I was like, well, I'll be damned. And she was on the phone with FedEx trying to track it down because they said I signed for it, and I didn't. And whoever did sign for it spelled my name wrong. So, I mean, and I don't know. It's just weird. It's just weird. And, like I went to the post office today, and I got some boxes for some stuff I want to send. And it's just crazy at the post office. There's just and there's like, where I live, there's 3 tiny little hubs. All the post offices are tiny. Right? And the one downtown, that one you can do passports and stuff like that, or, fill out the whatever. And then like there's one on the north side of town, and then the one on the south side of town, that's where our P.O. box is. And the guy's pretty cool, and I'm waiting there, and we go through the line pretty quick. There's a ginormous line when I walked in, but I mean, I'm just listening to my music, I don't care, whatever. Timing's all divine. And so, cause I had like a yellow slip, and Jesse said that I should expect something today. And so that's what I thought it was, is a package from, Jesse, Zaboter, the chick, Ma, she sent us that Afghan that you're sitting on. Oh. Yeah, she's a neat, special lady. Yeah.
Did she make it?
I know it's, she knows the people that put it all together, but she sent it to me. It was cool. Oh, anyway, so,
where does she live?
I don't want to get sidetracked, Mom. I'm already losing my train of thought. So I go to the post office and it was crazy. The parking lot was full. People were getting creative with their parking. And so I just parked in the Presbyterian church across the street and walked over and got the slip and waited in line, and he came out and he's like, it's not here. He's like, you didn't come a couple days ago? I said, I haven't been in like a week, man. Cause it's a 30-mile trek round trip. And unless I know that something's going to be there, there's nothing that's pressing that I need, kind of thing. And so, but I knew something was coming. So I got this box, and it was a box of, I think I left it in the van because I carried all that other stuff in. It'll be nice and cold in the morning. It'll stay. My brother sent me Zabar's coffee, which is kind of funny because I just looked up Zabar's coffee last week to see if it was still in distribution. I mean, the company's been around a long time. It's good coffee. It's good coffee. So I got this box, and I sent a message to my Earth Angel, and she's like, "No, not me." I said, "Did you send me this?" And then I sent it text to my brother. I said, "Did you send me?" He's like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "I like this coffee. I hope you like it too." And it's like, and I just thought, and that's the thing, is that I know how energy shifts, and energy is just emotion. That's all. It's one and the same as far as I see it. Frequency, it's just emotion. And where people's headspace is at, when people do good for themselves, they want good for other people. When they feel like they're in lack they're in fear in some capacity, then more people are a scary ooga booga threat. And because I understand astrology, I know that there's times to actively participate, and there's just times to not. And it's been, we haven't been on solid ground in a number of years. And that's the thing, is like, with my spirit, I'm always open. I mean, I'll keep trying. If someone else is going to try with me, I'll do whatever I can to make that relationship work. I don't know how. People really got to guide me and teach me and let me know how they want me to treat them. And as long as they don't flake out on me, I won't flake out on, I won't flake out on them anyway, regardless. But just, I'd appreciate not being flaked out on. I really can't stand flakes. I really have a hard time because there's just so many flakes in the world, and when you come across somebody that isn't, it's just really quite refreshing. It really is, so that was really cool. And it was a lot. It's like 4 bags of coffee. It's going to last me all year. Because I honestly, I drink coffee every now and again. Because I'm already wound up so tight. I am more inclined to drink coffee in the winter because I get the fancy creamers. And if I put on a couple pounds, so be it. Because winter weight. You got to do it. How you doing today, Ma?
Doing good. I enjoy the day and the lights and
the warmth. The heater just turned on. It's so cold. We're good, Marky G. Yeah, we were just talking about just, I don't know, it being in gratitude. So this is I'm gonna only open a couple things at a time, right? Because there's 4 bags of loot down here. And so today we got this, and I like the way this stuff smells too. I don't know anything about the company. I haven't looked it up yet. But it is all freaking pet friendly, cruelty free, no cruelty made in this jar. People make a lot of money from cruel shit. It's bizarre. People just like doing weird stuff. Anyway, it's cruelty. God, that is so small. Okay, there we go. Cruelty-free, vegan, gluten-free. And I knew they were from Malibu. I saw that earlier. OCAMalibu.com. I'll look them up later. It smells good. Age defying. I said, Ma, today you're going to stop aging. Age is going to want to come up and you're just going to say, nope. Every time we put this on, Ma. Every time. But it smells citrusy. I reckon I've smelled this smell before. Yep. I've smelled it before. And then there was where was the lotion? There was lotion that came with it. Oh yeah. This was actually frozen. It's not now. It's the anti-aging body balm, Mom. It's the body. It's kind of. This is kind of a little waxy. Body, but I didn't take it right out of the shower. I didn't try it right out of the shower. I just put it on my hands. Well, I guess that's the lasting hydration. That's where that lasting hydration. It feels so. My hands are so soft though. They feel nice and soft. I bet my Recce would be freaking on point. I don't know. I've never done. I don't know. I give good massages though. Speaking of healing, I heard from my buddy Judy today, and she's been heavy on my heart. And she's a local healer practitioner, and she offers healing circles and Recce. She is a Recce practitioner. Speaking of Recce. She's the one that does my feet soaks. And she said, I got a message from her this morning at the crack of dawn. I'm always, I don't ever sleep, I don't think. Last night, Benny had an upset tummy. He was up 3 times in the, like 12:30, 2:30, 5. I was just like, okay, all right, that's cool. Poor guy. He feels better now. But I got a message from her. Happy holidays to you and Mom.
Oh, that's nice.
It seems like forever since we've talked. It has been a long time. Have some new PEMF mats that are very healing. I have to look that up. PEMF mats. PEMF mat. Magnetic field therapy. See, this is the stuff I dig because it takes all the heavy metals. I would love to have all the metal taken out of my teeth. I have those old mercury metal. Then the poles will flip, or once the freaking sun goes out, my head will explode because of the metal. It'll all come out anyway. So that's not like good times. The way the world is headed, and it doesn't happen it doesn't matter if it happens in my, it could happen in my niece's lifetime. You know what I mean? It's not too far off in the future. It's not, it's not lifetimes now. I mean, it's time's up. I always looked at the reset of time is the hourglass turning over, And this earth has been so many different versions of itself, and that's what people are supposed to do, But is it gonna grow, or are they gonna in spirit, or are they gonna grow in ego? And that's what every day, I mean, World War III is of the spiritual variety. It's people have choice, free will, they're gonna live for the other people, what's good for everybody, or just themselves. So cool. I'll go, I guess I just go sit on it for like 15 minutes. That's cool. I'll be a guinea pig. Ooh, it's good for dogs too. They have them for dogs. Nice. Wow, they have them for like a sleeping bag type thing. Wow. I'll try anything like that one time. I have a hard time. I used to be a lot cooler, but ever since I got those 8 anthrax vaccine shots, it's fried I'm not as cool as I used to be. My temper's shorter. I I talk shit more but a lot of it's in good fun. I don't mean any harm. I was just watching the second to the last episode of Quincy. Mom got the 8-season DVD set for her birthday. We're just spoiled rotten, Ma. Well, we're just spoiled sweet. and it's the and he had to be Quincy was confronted with his own demons, so to speak. Okay. And he wanted to choose civility. He's like, I could be like you and go down to your level and, beat you up right now and be the strong guy, or, I'm going to choose civility. And that's what I was like, all right, that's cool. That's what I've been doing, because so many people put hands on people out of anger, out of freaking lust, without permission. People are always putting their hands on people without permission. And I'd like to see, I don't know, I gotta change gears now because the song and I am so freaking thirsty too. And I forgot the water jugs this morning. So I didn't fill up, and we were like out. But the tap water is good. It just I just taste the pipes. It's fine though. It's not a big deal. So it's like, I gotta call my dad though. We gotta have a conversation about stuff, and he might be willing to have it. And then I was thinking, because I have all these ideas of applications that local governments can do to employ civilians and just to get the work done, kind of thing. And then I got another idea for pet rescue and the different legs of pet rescue and things like that, as far as collecting resources, coordinating transports to other parts of the country, things like that, getting people to do legs on that. And I have all these ideas, and I'm like, man, I wish I knew a programmer. And I was like, oh snap. My brother worked as a programmer for a few years. Now, even if what he knows in programming is not relevant to anything that I need with my applications, he is still a very valuable resource of sounding, being a sounding board. He can help. Maybe he knows people that might, right? Because it's all about who you know, connections and things like that. So I have all these good ideas. I just, my placements, I have a hard time with follow through and following things to the end. I'm pretty good at it because I just have been drilled into my, I just have been drilled. That's my program, is just don't say you're going to do something unless you're going to do it. Try and leave things better than you found it, try every day, try and be a little bit better than I was yesterday, but not as good as I could be tomorrow. And like that. And I think it's verifiable by my behavior and my conduct over the course of my life that these statements can be found to be true, and other people can vouch for it. I mean, heck, Mr. Iski can vouch for my character for like the last 22 years I've known him. 2001. Yeah, wow, man. And then I think, Mom, we've been here 2 years. 2 years in New Mexico. I believe this to be your homeland. I think you're from around here. I think the land summons you back so it could treat you nice because you didn't get to hang out and have such a good time in the beginning of your, because her real parents are someplace, and so I'm gonna take you on once it warms up because it's so freaking cold. I ain't taking you out, even though she did get these real nice gloves. They're so freaking nice. They're so soft. I tried to put them on. I felt like that Simpson guy. So the coldness. But mom, the only thing is we got them on mom's hand. Mom has super long nails, so she's like apprehensive. But they break. They always get to a point because it'll start and I won't even know. It's like I'll look down and be like, oh, she lost one. Like, I don't know what she does with them or anything. I wonder if she puts them in her pocket. I don't know. What they're freaking rad. Oh yeah, it's 15 degrees and it says it feels like it's 6. Whoopee! What the freaking, it's just not. And the thing of it is, the way things are going, the earth is changing, but things are going to get colder. They're going to get colder and I hate the cold. I don't like it. Ma, even if we ever end up, we live in a teepee, as long as we don't have to go out the winter. I think maybe they might they deliver DoorDash to teepees. It's a service that people do I don't think they have it around here. There aren't enough restaurants in Taos, New Mexico to do that. But freaking reels feels 6. Jeez, man, calamity. What's it supposed to be overnight? 1. F you. That's at 6 a.m. when I'm getting up and letting Artie out. Oh my God. Oh, speaking of the healer lady, she was the one that introduced me to BZ-tronics. If people have energetic discrepancies or just, okay, that's what energetic disruptance in your field, like, you get annoyed with stuff, check out this BZ-tronics licenses. I don't know what single licenses are. Somebody got paid like 5 something, 50 something, $600 for 5 licenses. So I think I paid like 106. I don't remember what it was. I didn't care, but I need to, because I found the laptop is right here that I loaded it onto. And you just turn it on and put the frequencies in the background while you're going on about your day. It has it for like people that had strokes and things like that. And it just, it tunes your frequency. It just fine tune. It has all that stuff for that. I'll turn it on one day and I'll just kind of scroll through all and just kind of list some things, and it's just, I'm all about healing, and that's what the world is coming to, because shoot, man, people got to try stuff, because it takes months to get into their doctors and things like that, and doctors, people aren't going to medical school as much. And shoot, man, you got I don't know. People are changing. I hope they're finding their ambition. I hope they're finding their gumption, their get up and go. That life is what you make of it. I don't know. I just keep trying to do decent things, and then decent things keep happening for me. That's all I try to do. I mean, shoot. I was like, I mean, all the years that, like, I mean, I didn't get Christmas. I mean, because I always been single. And, like, when you got a shitty childhood, you know, when you grow up, all they do is say, I mean, it's like, I mean, the whole time I was like, when I grow up, they're just going to say, I'm like, this is such a shitty situation. And they're just going to say, get over it. But they don't understand how shitty it feels right now. But I knew that one day people were told me that I'd have to get over the shit that I was going through. All this stuff that I've walked through in life without, you know, ending up a freaking drooling blob on fentanyl or freaking heroin or booze. I'm a stoner. I eat my weed cookies. That, you know, I go out and I try and... It was so funny. It was kind of cute. I saw my buddy Augustine today. I haven't seen him in a while. And went to the park. That's where I picked him up and took him to a grocery store. And I parked out front. And it's not a grocery. They marked their food up like 400%. I would never give them my money. They suck. It's for all the yuppie, pretentious frickin'... Oh my God. Anyway, so this woman comes out and she had her cart. She had a couple things and there was just ice everywhere. Like somebody did a feeble attempt. They should have laid more salt down. They could have done a lot better at snow removal. But whatever. You get what you get in Taos, New Mexico. It's a crapshoot, really. It's so weird. Anyway, so this woman, she was like feeble. She was tall. And I should have introduced myself. Usually I introduce myself wherever I go when I do this, you know, because like if you're going to... Anyway, so she had a U-Haul van. And I knew I knew where she pulled up, and she was like really unsure on her feet too. And she had these really badass moccasins on. And so I backed up and moved over so she had more space, first of all. And then I got out of my passenger side because my driver's side handle's broken. So I climb over, and then I said, hold on. I said, just let me help you. And she's like, oh, wow. I said, let me get in it. Like her cart like fell down and it was just kind of like hectic for a second. And I grabbed her cart and it had her purse. And I said, I'm just going to push this cart at you. I'm just, cause I mean, I didn't want her to be unnerved cause I was anywhere near her purse, you know? I said, but you know, if you hang on to the cart, if you need to steady yourself as you put the items into the van, right? And she was like, oh, wow. She's like, people aren't like, or she's like, you're not like other people or something like that. She said, people don't do what you're doing. I said, well, they oughta. And so I get the car, she gets her purse and puts it in, and I said, just hang on to me. Just hang on to me. Hang on tight. and I walked her on the front, and I got her over to the side, and she opens the driver's side, and I said, now just nice and easy. And she's like, man, because I was like, you need some help, and she's like, I always need help, is what she initially said. That was funny. And then she's like, I used to have a hospice care, and now I like need all this help now. And I was like, well, that's just how life is. You give it and then you get it. And she's like, the world needs more people like you. I said, and how? Don't I know it? Got her all situated, and she was super grateful today. She was grateful, you know? every day people got an opportunity. And like another opportunity, a lady took it in front of me, is that there was a dog walking down the main street at Taos this morning on my way in, and she just stopped, opened up the back seat, and the dog got in. But it was just wandering in the middle of the street. That was her. And what chances are, what she'll do is she'll take a picture of it, she'll post it on all the around town animal lost sites that they have on Facebook. She'll likely take it to a veterinarian in or the shelter to get it scanned to see if it has a chip. And then it'll likely get returned to its owner. It did have a collar and tags on, so, you know, just people taking care of people, you know? You make little pockets of heaven on earth where you are. And then if people keep doing that where they are, just by being, you know, civil, decent human beings. God, there's just a lot of people that take shortcuts. They just cheat. They lie, they steal. Here's Pa's about to get serious tonight and tomorrow. Oh, is it? 2 feet of snow in Erie. Buffalo already got a. Well, I saw what. I saw what Buffalo got. Time is so weird. But I mean, I know that Buffalo got a substantial. Alaska's getting dumped on. We just keep getting traces of amounts here, and that's okay. It's just so cold. It makes me angry. Arthritis, man. Cold on arthritis. It just sucks. And I did a lot of damage to my feet. Fortunately, Mom, you don't have a lot of damage, or you don't have a lot of pain, do you? Are you wearing that sweater? You put it on? You chilly? Yeah, that was your... Yeah, anyway. Dang, see... You know what, Jessica? I did not. And I always get so embarrassed because I was looking at settings. Because I don't know Discord and it's a learning curve. It was an accident. I did not mean to. And I apologize because it was the ass crack of dawn here. But so you're an hour ahead, I think. Maybe even 2. I'm sorry that it was early and I did not mean to. Whoops. So, yep. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I get bashful about that. It's all divine time. I mean, it was an accident. I didn't mean to. But I'll be more careful next time, honest. I wasn't even sure. Yeah. I thought it was you, but I wasn't even 100% sure because you changed your picture and your stuff. So I'm glad you said something. Oh, much love from New Mexico. I listened to that. You get older, you try to get more open-minded about stuff. Is how I always looked at it, right? I always liked the adults that I saw that were older that just, okay, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a possibility. That were just kind of easygoing. Not so staunchy and set in their ways and in their adamancy of this is how things are, right? And I hear a lot of people and their perceptions on their tiny tubes or their grand tubes, whatever, however the size it is. You know, they'd give their talks on how they feel about things, right? And I just, I've seen the evidence of what living a life as a decent human being has done and not screwed people over. And I've gotten myself in trouble a lot. Understand that I have gotten myself in trouble in life a lot. From telling on myself because it's my early programming. So yeah, it's been rocky. It's been rocky. I'm on an upswing now, but things have not been easy the last 6 years. Yeah, but where things are I've learned to live my life one day at a time a long, long time ago. And if you live your life that way, you see the benefits of what it's like, because I got an imagination. My imagination is so wild. And my deductive reasoning skills are accurate and on point too. That's what us nacho neurotypical people are. We're broad spectrum. You have a lot of people on the planet, they just do what they're told. Go with the program, And I never in my life was a part of the program, even when I was in the program. Here's my evidence of being in the program when I was in the Air Force, and that's one of my college papers. That's one of my papers. It says, I gave you a bunch of time, and the GI Bill gave you a bunch of money for the time that I gave you, and then they gave me a piece of paper that says I know something. And then life flip-flops, does a 180, says, nah, you're going to go hang out with Ma and be a stay-at-home daughter instead. Huh, Ma? Don't mind one bit. Don't mind one bit. It is peculiar where Creator landed us. It's really peculiar because this place, I'm telling you, now it would be cool if people would come visit. We have a little airport. Albuquerque is like 2 hours away. The airport is. It's a quick drive. I don't really remember it when I drove up from Albuquerque through Santa Fe up. I went to Espanola a couple times. I'm closer. I'm like right at the Oregon border, or not Oregon. I am right at the Colorado, just south of the Colorado border. So, but it's a nice place to visit if anybody wants to come visit. I wouldn't. It's cold this time of year. Freaking, oh my God, I'm just a whiny baby when it comes to the cold. And that's what it was supposed to go up into the 40s. Yeah, we're supposed to get a couple days, and that's all right. That's cool as long as we reach those 40s. That's because that's manageable. But when it's like 24, no, I do not accept that. Anyway, so yeah, I accept it. So all in all, today I had a good laugh at Taos Tack with Tom. Good old Tom at Taos Tack. He's a good old boy. He was telling me, because they braced up. They put up this big old brace in the front of his building. And so I said, okay, so what's up with that? What's up with that? He said, well, they decided they needed to replace the piece of wood above the awning, so they took it down. And then, but they didn't, but they opted to start the job and then realized that they didn't have all the parts that they needed. So rather than wait to get all the parts and have them all together to do the whole entire job, they opted to start, oh shit, temporary fix, slack. This place is weird. I'm telling you, it just freaking cracks me up, man. The stories that it brings, though. Brings a lot of wild stories. The crows are cool. The ravens are abundant, so that's nice. And you always run into some pretty cool people, really. Yeah. And then, like, today, here's a funny thing. Well, I guess it's not, but it was just another typical day. Taos. Is I went and got gas, and my van is just like cruddy because it's just from all the spit from the melt, because it hardly snows, but it melts and makes slush, and then the ice, and then anyway. So I needed a car wash. And when I got there was this car pulled up in front of where you drive, and he was like, I don't know, using the dumpster or something. He was throwing away garbage, and I paid for my car wash. And when I went to leave to go get my car wash, he had moved, and then he had been blocking a cone that was blocking the driveway, indicating that the car wash was in fact closed. I was like, confounded. So I just spent like $12 on a car wash. Who knows? Maybe it's broken. I think it's one of those car washes that are broken all the time, you know? Or they run out of freaking liquid or something. I don't know. Yeah, it was, yeah. Anyway. I would listen to this Thomas guy, Sinclair. That's what I was starting to talk about earlier, is listening to people that have different points of view, and he's a pagan. And he talks shit about people that are autistic, and he talks shit about stoners. And you can tell the guy frickin', because his nose is red. So you can tell he likes his pints. He's Irish. They all like their pints. Maybe he doesn't like his pints. He just doesn't, he's not a very healthy man. You can tell. I mean, he sits in his car and he has conversations. And he did an interview, and it was talking about his paganity. His paganity. And he was talking about how when he was a young lad and he started out, he put a hex on a kid that bullied him. And he put a hex on him, and then the kid never, and then like after that, the kid never showed up from school again. And he had heard a story about how he had like broke both his legs or something like that. It was something real bad. And, you know, you just don't do shit like that. That's the thing. You know, that's where free will comes in. You can't just go around doing it, and, you know, and then he gets freaked him out, and it scared him, and he didn't do it for a number of years, and he's, you know, and I'm just not, that's the part that I'm not about, is like, you get mad, you get, you know, you bring yourself to that place. You know, that's not, it's not the decent thing to do. There's so much indecency. Sometimes it's okay just to be like, you know what? I'm not even dealing with this today. I'm not even going to partake in this. You know? There's so many people off their rocker. They have just disheveled ideas. Their realities are much, much different than mine. My reality is I got to come home every day. When I leave, I got to come home, make sure mom's taken care of. So whenever I go out, I got to be cautious and safe, and make sure that I get home to take care of mom, because that is my primary purpose in this life at this time. You know, before my primary purpose, I've had different primary purposes. For a few years, it was to, you know, party. That was my primary purpose for a lot of years. Then it was to go into the military, the Air Force, so I could go to college and get a degree. Because that's what I was told I needed to do. And then, so I did that. And then my primary purpose was to go get through college and the military without getting kicked out, because of my continuing partying. And then I stopped that and had after having some moments of clarity, and then, you know, managed to get through my 6 years and my, you know, getting my papers my pieces of paper that says I know stuff. Anyway, so much stress, so much anxiety. I hate typing. It was before dictation software. Anyway, and then my primary purpose was, to learn everything I can about the personalities of the people that worked in these different paradigms, in these different places: corporate America, hospital environment, university, academia, higher ed. Because once you hang out with one group, I mean, they're pretty much the same wherever you go. I mean, you just have people that freaking think they know best. They just live in bubbles. Just a lot of people live in bubbles, man. They don't have any, like, you give them the idea of a multi-dimensional, multi-universe, and go down that. Nope, because their way and with the books that they read verify their belief system, and that's how things are, and blah, 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 blah. Boring. So and then my primary purpose, I wanted to go, so you're as life changes, and sometimes your primary purpose, it doesn't really have anything to do with what you want to do in life. Everybody on this planet is going around just doing everything that they want to do. I'm like, where is the discipline? Where are people telling themselves to stop? Where is it? It's just, people are just everywhere. I can't do it now. My voice is dry. I was going to do my pig swine voice. Anyway, so much loot. I'm trying to not freaking just open it all. Well, I don't even know what the date is. It's like the time was... just time is so weird. So weird. So how the things are changing. There's more truths being revealed. Weird I just, I stay busy during the day. I listen to talks on YouTube and stuff like that. And I'll hang out with Mom. And then I won't look at the news at all, much. And then I'll dip in to look at what the headlines are. Embalmed head with rubber eyeballs. With rubber ball. What? Cold case. Embalmed head with rubber ball eyes found by teen in PA. Has police offering a reward. You see, the gig is up. You guys sit behind a desk, absorb a lot of resources, drive all these big fancy stupid trucks. I woke up this morning, I let the dogs out. They all went out their last time, or their first time this morning after breakfast and stuff. And it was cold, so they're like, okay, let's get this done, over with, come back in. Right? Freaking, holy hell, there's freaking 3 sheriffs out front. And then evidently there was some sort of truck over here from a recycling company that wasn't up to par in some capacity, so they waited a good 45 minutes for a tow truck to show up. And I was just like, holy hell. They all got their big stupid trucks, extended cab. That's their trucks. It's not your truck, man. You know how many people don't have that are like... There's a lot of people that need freaking basic shit in this town. And there's too many of them that just freaking drive. And it's like, okay, drop and give me 20. And they're so young. These young little kids. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Anyway, I need to see these freaking, law enforcements. They need to get fit again, because they got too many free meals. over the years, and nope. And the way things are going, man, I can't believe how unhealthy people are. I hope people find their health. I hope they come into their desire to give a shit about themselves enough to get out and do something. I mean, I get to walk the dogs all day long. I lift my weights too. I do that a lot. Sometimes I get freaking, I'll do 7-8 sets. Anyway. Some kid bit, what? See, that's the thing, is kids are like assaulting teachers and stuff. They just, no emotional control. No, people don't have that. Sons beating up their fathers, you know? So you got all this childhood stuff coming up, and then people and then like triggering stuff today, you know? A lot of this stuff. You see it everywhere. Unresolved hurts, unresolved, you know? It's, I encourage people to learn how to talk through that stuff. It's just easier to have a few awkward conversations about things and then just get on with it and understand that all parties involved, and I get it. I get there's circumstances that you don't need to bring the past into the present. I get that there's just, you got to use discernment, you know. I don't encourage anybody to go back to any ex ever. I just don't think, unless that's just key. Every time I just look at that as like old timelines merging with new ones, and it's like, why I don't know. I did it myself for one time. The one gal, it was like on and off for like 8 years. I mean, at the end, it was like, I can't do this I mean, this isn't even fun anymore. I mean, it just was like, she ended up marrying a dirty cop in Philly, so it all worked out. She's in the total 3D world. They got their seats at the Phillies stadium, and it's all 3. I mean, my old life when I lived in Omaha, the people that went off and ventured off from that, it's like weird what their life, like, you know, what the energy and life forces. Because I believe like all the sports teams that are harvesting our life force energy and all that stuff, you know. Just think about how much money and revenue. You know, people work so hard for their hourly earnings, and they spend so much of the hours that they work at freaking sports stadiums and stuff like that because they, you know, their dad did it and their grandpa. I mean, it's tradition. It's just bullshit. It's the same game played back and forth. It's nonsense. And so all these people freaking, you know, with the, and that's what, like, this one gal I used to know, my brother asked me today if I still talked to her. I said, no, we haven't talked to her, and I haven't talked to her in years. I accidentally called her the other day, too, on FaceTime, and I don't think she has an Apple phone, so I don't think I think it just went off into the ethers, because I think that she's an Android person. I don't know, but she did, and I just, and I called Heidi Vandenberg one time on Facebook video. I pocket dialed her. I'm like, dude, I wasn't me. I just hope people don't think, you know, because I don't call people. I'm bad with the phone. Anyway, so, awkward. My whole life is awkward, though. At least I don't get embarrassed. I don't get embarrassed. You know, I've had too many, like, circumstances happen in life that people are like, God, that's so embarrassing. I'm like, maybe if it were you, but it's me, so no. I have no shame. I don't get embarrassed, whatever. I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, you know? If I don't want to know people that fucking don't make mistakes, because they're not real people. They're actually people that make a lot of fucking mistakes. They just got a whole crew of people to clean up their mistakes behind them. I don't want to know them. I don't want to know them. Those are people that are not of integrity. Nope. No, 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 no. So anyway, I like this season. I like the being in. I don't like the cold, but I like the being cozy and the warm. And there is hot cocoa up there. God, there's bags of loot. I did open up another one. This is freaking cool. Look, these pins. I had to tweak with one of them. Look at these pins. They're wooden pins. I dig them. Yep. Wonder what kind. Smells like those old puzzles that had the little pegs for like babies to, I used to smell everything. I used to put everything in my mouth. Full spectrum. That's what we do. God, I can keep running my mouth, man. I think it's like 20 minutes. It's been an hour. Anyway. I got nothing that important left to say, so I thank folks for hanging out, stopping through, saying hey, sharing my day, learning how to communicate, learning how to talk to people. It's not always easy. I did see my buddy today who had his that tumor taken off his bladder, and he looks a lot better. He looks much better. He's been convalescing at the hotel room. That's another program that we could have for folks in areas, We got to take care of people, man. There's too many people that are just dying and freaking committing suicide and just making bad choices in life. We got to start taking care of better. But as soon as people start taking care of themselves, they'll see how they can take care of others, because more and more people are finding their needs. So anyway, that's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.